I have created.
The most advanced AI soldier.
The wait is over. Tron Ares now streaming on Disney+.
We are looking for something you've discovered. And some of us will stop at nothing to get it.
Ready?
The countdown is complete.
There's no going back.
Our directive is clear.
Hang on!
Tron Ares now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
But you know, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times. One only remembers to turn on the light.
It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends.
The ones that love us never really leave us.
Working hard is important, but there's something that matters: believing in yourself. If they can do it, why not us?
Hey everyone, welcome to Hogwarts, a podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hogwarts, a podcast. Elizabeth is with us.
Hi everyone.
And normally we would be sitting down to talk about the Fountain of Fair Fortune, our next tale in the Tales of Beetle the Bard. However, that is not the episode that you will be getting today, because we had a trailer dropped on us recently, and a lot of you have been asking for our thoughts. Grant has actually asked us, do you guys plan on discussing the HBO Harry Potter series as episodes come along? The answer to that, Grant, is very much yes.
So excited too.
And then Grant continues with, please tell us your thoughts on the HBO teaser trailer. If not the next episode, then soon. I beg of thee. Well, you're getting the next episode. Here we are.
Wish granted.
We are very much going to talk about this trailer. So let's get into it. Now, we have watched this trailer several times.
Oh my gosh.
Including a scene-by-scene pausing breakdown.
I purposely did not watch it until tonight because I knew we were going to be talking about it.
Like a day or two later.
Yeah, so I waited. We watched it. I'm like, oh, we got to watch that again, which we did. And I was taking notes as I watched. I think we watched like 3 or 4 times. And you're right, we paused so many times just to really just look at what is on the screen. And I'm so excited by everything that I see.
So, yeah, so the general vibe is excitement. You're looking forward to the
I'm
series?
looking forward to it so much more than I thought I was going to. I mean, I remember when we first got news that there was going to be a series, we were like, it's too soon. Like, why are we doing this already? And now, after watching it, I am so hyped. Like, they seem to be putting effort into every little tiny detail that the book gives, which is exactly what I had hoped for as a fan before the movies came out and what let me down when seeing the movies. Like, to me, it just seems like the tiniest details are on the screen, and that is the stuff that makes the magic become real for me. I cannot even tell you how excited I am that there's the potential to see some of the scenes that are just quickly referenced, but they still add to the character development of Harry or the Dursleys or Hogwarts in general. Like, I can't even tell you how giddy I am right now.
We are very excited with this trailer release. Let's just get the big thing out of the way first. The thing I think everybody, the whole Harry Potter fandom, is most excited about with regards to this trailer is the release date.
Yes.
The release date at the end of this trailer says Christmas 2026.
Who predicted that?
Which, you know, the rumors that had been flying around was early 2027. Most people had been thinking, oh, this means spring 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we all had in mind. Like, ooh, okay, we're about a year out from the series dropping. And then they put Christmas 2026 on it, which blew everybody's minds.
Happy Christmas, Dan.
Right. Well, I'm already having a good December because Doomsday comes out.
Uh-huh.
So I'm already hyped for December 2026. So this is insane.
It's going to be every fandom that we love.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. So let's actually get into this trailer now. I think it really starts almost emotionally for me. Like, I get emotional vibes at the beginning of this trailer. We see Privet Drive, the Dursley house, and we get these scenes of Harry in the cupboard under the stairs and going through his normal, not great life at the Dursleys, with commentary from Petunia over the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's dark and a little abusive.
Yeah, which it's fair. It's the book, right? Like, I immediately flash back to when I first read the series, because to me, the house looks the way I pictured it, especially the cupboard under the stairs with how cramped it is, but also how the cupboard seems very hairy with all the things on the walls. And I don't know if we saw any spiders coming down, but I could imagine some in that cupboard, whereas the rest of the house is so pristine and clean. And Petunia, the thing that got me excited right off the bat is the scene of Petunia is her chopping off Harry's hair. And in the book, as we know, Harry gets a ton of haircuts from Petunia because they think his hair just grows in every sense of direction and it grows back too quickly. We know because magic. And so he's constantly getting these haircuts that he's worried are going to embarrass him at school. So having that little tiny interaction, oh my gosh, it's the book coming to life. I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited that Petunia is blonde in this one, the same way she is in the book. That tiny detail is very cool to me. And I gotta compliment her acting. Even in just that one tiny scene, it felt to me like almost like an earnestness of trying to get him to believe that he's not special, to try to squash the magic, but also that repressed anger that we know that Petunia has, especially when it comes to the Wizarding World. And I think it was her eyes in the scene that really portray that. The other thing that got me excited about the Dursley household is it just, to me, it felt like it was filmed in the 90s. It feels very true to the decade, which we also see when Harry goes to school. I feel like the scenes of him in his uniform running down the hallway, being in the bathroom with Dudley, who's doing a fantastic job of just having his little smirk on his face of just like... I
was going to say, all he does is just stand there.
He stands there, but his facial expression, I'm like, yes, that is Dudley Dursley to me. I love it. I'm very excited. So, like, all those vibes, to me, it felt so... the time period, and that makes me really happy.
So I will say this about the opening scenes to this trailer. Obviously, I said it hits me almost emotionally, and you're getting all of this Harry abuse early on in his life with the words of Petunia over the top of him. And then just as you're hearing her say, "You're not special. You will never be special," they cut to him holding his letter from Hogwarts. And it got me. It just gets you the way they did it. And look, I know trailers nowadays, every studio, whether it's TV or movie studio, they know how to do a trailer. They are so good at trailers and getting you hyped for their thing. It's down to a science. I know it. And sometimes I've been burned by great trailers that are so much better than the movie or show that ends up coming from it. That finished product is just not living up to it. I get it. But that cut to that letter with those words from Petunia, it got me. I'm bought in, and we're not even 10 seconds into this trailer, 20 seconds in. Yeah,
you were talking about how it seems emotionally like it hits harder. And I think HBO in this trailer has done a really great job of those cut scenes and the music with it, but also literally the lighting of it. I feel like the lighting gives this darkness to it, and not dark in the way like Game of Thrones was dark where I can't even see the screen. Like dark in you should be feeling the torment that Harry has gone through in this household, and you should be feeling like this is not a healthy situation for him. And I also like that we're starting off with a darker vibe, because to me that seems like the rest of the series will be appropriately like dealt with emotionally. Like we know the first book, yes, is probably the lightest out of all of them, but there are still some really dark moments.
So you say dark. I don't know that I would call it dark. The vibe I get from this trailer is it's more realistic.
Okay.
Set. So I know we're talking about a wizard boy going to a wizard school in a fictional world. I understand that. But the Dursley house feels lived in. Like you could tangibly go there and exist. The shots of Hogwarts, which we'll get to later, feels like if you were to go to Hogwarts, this castle in Scotland, and take classes there, that's what it would be like.
Yeah. Well, like, what I mean with like the brightness, like there's so many, like there's the vivid green colors of the grass. There's the brightness of like the Gryffindor common room is even, it's just like red, you know, or like the Slytherin green. And to me, the color palette that they went with is trying to hit the vibe of this is a family movie you can bring your kids to. Whereas the series, I think you're right. Like it makes it feel like
grounded. It's more
grounded, and it feels like we're following Harry in his life.
Yeah, it's more grounded. It's more neutral. It just feels more real.
Yeah, which I'm excited about.
I am as well. So we're going to take a break here in a little bit, just to reset ourselves, because we're obviously very excited. But we did want to touch upon Hagrid appearing in this and taking Harry to Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. And I know you have some very strong thoughts on Hagrid. I know that for me, Hagrid is a sacred character.
Yeah.
In a lot of different ways, both the book Hagrid and Robbie Coltrane, bless him.
Yes. Fantastic
His
job.
version of Hagrid was wonderful. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I would change much, if anything, from Robbie Coltrane's portrayal.
No.
I think he was pretty close to about as perfect as he can get.
Yeah.
Just with the kind-heartedness, gentle giant aspect, but also the can mess you up.
And the wildness of the way they put him, like his beard. Oh my gosh.
So Robbie Coltrane is fantastic. And, you know, we could talk about actors in the series and how they're going to tackle that later. But with Nick Frost's portrayal, I think what comes across in his portrayal is the kid-like enthusiasm, the childlike enthusiasm that Hagrid does have, that child at heart, playful attitude.
Yeah.
I think does come across very, very well. We'll see how it translates into other aspects of Hagrid later on in the series, when we see more of him as a teacher dealing with very dangerous beasts. And then
The students?
No. And then as it gets later on in the series, when we have to see a more battle-ready Hagrid, it'll be interesting to see how this Nick Frost version, you know, grows.
Yeah. No, I love Nick Frost as an actor. I have a special place in my heart for Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. They make me very happy. So when I first heard that he was going to be Hagrid, I was like, how am I going to square that in my brain? To me, he's the comedic actor. He's not Hagrid, but I think the scenes that we've seen of him in this trailer, to me, you're right. Like, it's that childlike excitement of being in a magical school every day as your job. I mean, there's a scene of him making a snow angel. There's the scene of him on the train, which really got me because it helped child Elizabeth more visualize what a half giant on a train would look like. Because I remember reading that scene and being like, okay, he's 3 times the size of a normal human being. But what does that even look like? Like, how big does that get? And I think the trailer does a really nice job of showing him as being extra large, like half giant size, but at the same time still fits in realistically with the world. So seeing that was a great visual for me. So I'm so excited to see his excitement and his portrayal. I'll have to probably wrap my mind around it a little bit more because, again, he's the Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead guy, but I can't wait to see how he takes it.
So we have a lot more to say on actors in this series, and we also have a lot more to say just in general on the trailer. So stick around. We're going to take a little short break, and we will be right back. Before we get to our break sound, I'd like to acknowledge our friend Andy, who helps us produce our intros and our break sounds. If you want to hear more of Andy's work and like Formula One racing, check out the Outlap F1 podcast. It's your one-stop shop for Formula One news, insights, race previews, and reviews. You can find them wherever you listen to podcasts, and they even have a YouTube page. So check out Andy and Cody and join them on the Outlap.
This episode is brought to you by Peloton. Break through the busiest time of year with the brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. With real-time guidance and endless ways to move, you can personalize your workouts and train with confidence, helping you reach your goals in less time. Let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
I love magic.
All right, so we are back with part 2 of our discussion on the HBO trailer that recently dropped that I think got the whole fandom buzzing.
Yes.
So now this part, we're going to start with some of the Hogwarts stuff that we saw in the trailer. Like we said in part 1, I think we're both a fan of how realistic the settings seem to be.
It feels like an actual school that you could go to and have classes and see your peers.
Yeah, at least visually it looks a little less like a movie set and more like just a place. But I know we both, Elizabeth being the teacher that you are, and me just being generally fascinated by it, we're particularly interested in the classrooms that we see.
100%.
So one of the more vivid classrooms that we see is the herbology classroom.
I want a tree in my classroom. It looks so cool.
It's obviously set in one of the greenhouses, which is where those classes are set. I
love her setup of the classroom in general. Like, there's the tree in the back for sure, but then she's got her table in the middle, and then there's the 2 long tables on either side. So the students are all just standing, one house on one side. You see all the Gryffindors. We're assuming it's the Hufflepuffs on the other side, and they're all just watching her at her table. And what really struck me was the fact that there are students in this classroom. There's
22 of them.
22 students. Usually, whenever there's some kind of classroom in a TV show or a movie, they only show you maybe 7, 8, up to like 10, because the sets do not have room for a full-blown class. So to see an actual class size that is realistic, that is so cool.
Or they just haven't casted that many students. And clearly they've casted a great number of students.
Yeah, I mean, which makes sense, because if we're going to stick to the book, J.K. Rowling obviously named a decent amount of characters in the houses. I wish there were more Ravenclaws and Hufflepuffs, but that's besides the point. So yeah, that room looks like an actual greenhouse there, where there's dirt on the floor and there's plants growing behind you. It looks like it would be, the warm temperature. Like, it looks functional.
It reminds me of the greenhouses in Hogwarts Legacy, the video game. And I love those greenhouses. Like you said, they look functional. They look like it's a place that you actually raise and maintain plant life, which is great. And I'm very interested to see how it actually is, because we only get a shot of it.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they play in it, for how long they play in it. Are these like literally just like a drop in the bucket couple of scenes?
I mean, just imagine even 3 to 5 minutes worth of class time.
Well, you know which class we might be getting that we haven't gotten before.
I am so excited.
So there was a shot of a classroom in the trailer that was resembling a lecture hall that you would get at university. And we paused on that scene and we're like, what class is this? Could it be charms? Could it be transfiguration? There didn't seem to be a teacher in the classroom.
If you've watched the trailer, this room is the one with all the candles, where Harry's sitting next to Ron. And
very dimly lit, other than all of the candles.
Yes.
So we looked very hard, and by the chalkboard, seems to be a head that seems to be transparent, and the rest of the body seems to be vaguely there, maybe. So what I'm taking this as is history of magic with bins.
I really, really hope so, because that makes me so happy. Those of you who have listened to our podcast for a while know how excited I get to talk about ghosts, but especially Professor Ghosts, because I still want to know how he grades his homework. That will be the mystery beyond mysteries for forever for me.
That would be your nickname for him, Professor Ghost.
But it also makes me happy because, like, one, he's one of the professors, and two, he does play an important role, especially in Chamber of Secrets. I want to hear him give the history of the Chamber of Secrets. I don't want to have McGonagall or any other random character give it. Although that worked as like a quick fix in the movies, I want it from the professor of history. And just the fact that they're willing to show a scene in the trailer of a character who most would probably consider so minor, to me, that's so exciting. That tells us we're going to get so much more. I think the only thing that could top it for me would be if we saw Peeves. I would be beyond myself if I could see Peeves.
They can't give everything away in the trailer, Elizabeth. They can't give everything away.
I'm going to giggle for like 5 minutes straight when I see him on screen.
Some other shots that they gave us around the castle. Obviously, our favorite part of the castle, the staircases.
Absolutely.
But they also seem to give us a glimpse of the Gryffindor common room, which I think is a really interesting spot to see. I haven't played the Gryffindor house in Hogwarts Legacy, so I don't know if it resembles that house design in the video game. So hopefully we could figure out the stream and how to do that. But I'm excited to see a different take on the Gryffindor house design.
That, and I liked the fact that they included a tiny detail from the book in the trailer where Ron and Harry are sitting by the fire roasting toast in the fire in the Gryffindor common room. And I'm like, what a tiny detail to include. But again, it makes me happy that they're taking the time and effort to include that, because to me it says this is the book come to life.
See, I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is a debate that we've had before on the podcast.
Yes, I know.
So here's the thing I would like with this series. Elizabeth is very much a book purist, right?
Give me every detail.
Right. So, and look, I totally understand that, and I am not disagreeing with that take at all. I would be okay with additional scenes that aren't necessarily in the book. For example, Harry and Ron roasting marshmallows in the Gryffindor common room fire. Not explicitly in the book, but it's something within reason that can happen during their time at Hogwarts, because we certainly don't see every waking hour of their time day to day.
Right. And I think it's important to show that bonding in the common room.
And the scene of Harry getting bullied at school. We don't necessarily see that either. Reasonable doubt says that happened.
Yeah.
So, like, things that are reasonable to happen in the world that we don't necessarily see explicitly in the book, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Especially when they take, like, less than 5 seconds to show. Like, just that tiny detail can mean the world to a Harry Potter fan like me.
Yeah, I am all for, I've said it many times, give me all the content, give me all of the relationship building, character building moments, because you have the time now to really explore that.
Yes.
And I know we're jumping ahead a couple of seasons, but this gives me so much hope for the Ginny-Harry romance.
Oh, God, yes.
Because they could actually devote time to it instead of just her tying his shoe in the hallway.
You will never get over that.
No, because that's something that doesn't happen. She does not tie his shoe on the staircase of the burrow as a flirtatious move.
Does anyone tie people's shoes as a flirtatious move?
It bothers me. That I do not like. But it does give you potential for Harry and Ginny to have a moment on the Hogwarts grounds that shows them building a relationship, so you buy that relationship.
I think that, or just any of the relationships, really, like, it'd be fun to see the Hermione and Ron dynamic, especially in the 6th year, but also the build up of that. I feel like if there's more time devoted to it, the emotion that you feel for their relationship will be much stronger.
Well, the hope is, now that all the story is left out there, it's done, it's completed. So every actor should be well aware of their character arcs.
And the writers can better plan pacing and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully all those things matter and will be done a little bit better. So before we get into all of the actors, speaking of the actors, we'll get there. But we did want to touch on the Quidditch that they show in the trailer.
Is this the most excited for Quidditch I've ever been?
Well, to be fair, they didn't show actual Quidditch.
No.
But they did show the uniforms, which I think we're both a fan of.
Yeah.
Although I can't imagine how they actually participate in anything wearing those long cloaks.
I feel like they have to, though, considering they play in any type of weather. But on Harry, it totally engulfs him because he is so tiny.
Harry makes it look exaggerated. But, I mean, on all of them, they look particularly long. Mm-hmm. But I think we both had the same thought. When we see the Quidditch, the uniforms were great. But we both had the same thought when they're walking out onto the pitch. The brooms.
The brooms look so cool.
The brooms look interesting.
They're different. They're very different.
They actually look like people put time in to be like, okay, if a broom could fly, and we're now deep into broom advancement. So we're going to talk in the future about Quidditch Through the Ages, and broom technology is a part of that book. But they show a little bit of it, because if you look closely at the brooms, it almost has like a rudder-like mechanism on it.
Yes, it looks like, I mean, the broom that Harry is carrying looks like a flat broom that you would just expect to find like in your shed or something. Like it just looks like it's just flat bristles. But the one to the left of the screen shows it almost looking like an X, like the rudder of it has expanded. And that makes sense, right? Like if you're going to get airborne, that makes sense.
Just for stability's sake.
It just, to me, it looks so much more like a broom that could pass as a Muggle broom than the ones in the movie did. Because to me, those looked like such stylized racing things, not something you would usually use to sweep.
Now, both Elizabeth and I noticed the actual brooms. But we are also in agreement on the number one prop that was shown in this trailer that we would both actually low-key really like.
You would want that on your wall.
I would love to have this prop, and that is the box that the Nimbus broom comes in.
It's so cool.
It's such a cool box.
Which is funny to me now that I think about it. Like in the book, they talk about how Malfoy feels up the package, and he's like, that's a broom. And I think in the movie, it is just the broom wrapped in paper, right? So it's kind of like, did you even have to open that to figure out what that was? But this Nimbus box is so cool. We paused on it. You can see there's a mock-up of the Quidditch pitch, like the
rings.
Rings. And there's also, it's slightly cut off, but wording that says swift as a snitch. What a cool, like,
logo tagline.
Yes, an advertisement for the Nimbus 2000. Like, that is very, very cool. And seeing their glee as they're opening up made me excited for Quidditch.
I would try to steal that prop from set.
Yes, you would.
I definitely would.
Yeah, you would. I don't know. I'm also very intrigued to see how they handle the formatting of the Quidditch pitch. Because, I mean, the scene of Harry walking onto it, and you can just see in his face, like, I am overwhelmed by the sheer size of this place, of what I'm about to do. And the way that the movies portrayed the Quidditch pitch, to me, it never squared with what I had visualized in my mind. It made sense that they would have elevated seats, but I never liked those column things that they had. To me, it was just a little weird. So I'm just intrigued to see what they do.
The Quidditch pitch from the original movies, to me, they tried to mimic like a medieval fair type setup, which is fine.
I think I pictured more like the Globe Theater, where it's elevated seating for sure, but it's more like stadium seating. It's just higher up.
Show us a ton of the Quidditch. No. Just those little teasers, which I am fine with.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see how they shoot flying.
Yes.
Which will be awesome.
Yes.
Before we wrap up here, we still have a lot to discuss. Actors. We wanted to highlight some of the actors in this. First, we wanted to start out with John Lithgow's Dumbledore. And they give you one shot of Dumbledore, and we both had the same comment when he appeared on screen as he kind of disappears into that role.
Whenever I think of John Lithgow, I think of either his character as a Trinity killer in Dexter or as his voiceover in Shrek. And here, looking at him, I'm like, no, that's not John Lithgow. That's Dumbledore.
He doesn't say anything. And
he doesn't.
And his voice might
throw me off a little bit.
But I I'm intrigued to see this version of Dumbledore.
And right off the bat, he's very Dumbledore-ish because he's already confusing us. He's holding a tuning fork.
Yeah, why is he holding a tuning fork?
I don't know why he's holding a tuning fork.
I don't get it.
And the scene, we were trying to look at the background. It looks like the stone walls and there's some lights. Gringotts? I don't know. Is it
the basements of Hogwarts? I don't know.
Just trying to be really confusing at his opening speech.
Maybe.
Whatever it is, I want to know about this tuning fork.
So Dumbledore, I think, is very much a curiosity, but we are optimistic about it.
I'm here for it.
John Lithgow is a great actor, just generally. So,
Yes.
We're looking forward to his portrayal of it.
Yeah.
And again, going back, all these actors know their character arcs, so that added depth that our previous actors did not get, I think, will play a factor.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it all.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's the Golden Trio. We get glimpses of all three, although Hermione doesn't do or say very much. Obviously, Harry gets the most time, as he should. And Ron gets a couple of moments. So how do we feel about the Golden Trio so far?
I like it. Hermione, her bushy hair is way more book realistic. I liked her scenes with Ron and Harry. It seemed like she was fitting in with the boys just as well as she would in the series. It's going to be hard to get over the Emma Watson version of her just because I think she did such a phenomenal job of portraying Hermione. But I'm very excited to see her, especially if we start her off as kind of this schoolish,
just a bookish
girl.
know-it-all.
A bookish know-it-all, yeah. Like when eventually we get to, say, like Goblet of Fire and there's the dance, I think the transition will be as jarring as it was in the book because it's like, whoa, Hermione, you're a girl. And that will be done really, really well. So I'm excited for her. Ron, the fact that they took the time to put the little smudge on his nose on the train made my heart so happy. He just looks to me like he has that earnestness that Ron has, that excitement, that like, wow, like I'm finally going to Hogwarts and hey, you're Harry Potter. And
it's a boyish charm.
It's a boyish charm, and God, he has such red hair. Like it is
violently red.
He's Ron. So I'm excited to see his vibes with Harry. I think their friendship will be portrayed really well. Harry, I'm sorry, I still wish they would put the scar in the middle of his forehead. I don't know why we're always putting it to the side. It's a choice. I'll get over it.
I always assume it's just more visible with his messy hair.
Probably.
Like just, it's more of a practicality thing than a book detail thing.
But I wish it was in the middle. But I think, yeah, so far he seems to have this vibe of like, whoa, what is this world? And I'm so happy to be here, not with the Dursleys anymore who were abusing me. He just seems to be showing that wonder in the few scenes that we've had of him so far that is book accurate.
I like all three of them. I think they all have a chance to be spectacular, and I wish them nothing but the best. I know a common thread, unfortunately, is that people are far too married to the original actors.
Which I get.
I understand that. I will let everyone know that even though this HBO series is coming out, those old movies aren't going away.
Dan's gonna make me watch them.
You will have those movies. For now and forevermore. Those aren't going away. So if you prefer those performances, I don't blame you. I love Alan Rickman. I love Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes.
Those performances are iconic. I don't blame you. I hope that most in the Harry Potter fandom can find it in their fandoms to embrace alternative takes on these characters.
Well, especially when you consider other fandoms. I mean, how many Spider-Mans have we had? How many, like, Supermans and James Bond and all that? Batmans. I know I keep doing, like, superheroes, but Harry Potter's kind of a superhero, just in a magical way.
Yeah. So, I just want to make that clear that I know these are going to be different performances by different actors. We've already talked about the Hagrid performance. I am optimistic and looking forward to these different interpretations. And I'm really interested to see these takes on these characters. And who knows, maybe some of them will even surpass these old performances. And you'll go, wow, that's actually a really cool take on whatever character.
I really hope the fandom can remember that these are also child actors.
They're people.
They're people. And as children, like, be kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As always. Yeah. Just take it easy. It's not life or death. It's it's people doing a job. It's art.
You know who else I'm really excited for, though? Draco. Like,
we do get a glimpse of Draco, Crab Goyle, and what I assume is Pansy Parkinson.
Mm-hmm. And I loved Draco's portrayal in the original series. Tom Felton does such a great job of portraying that, like, charming but also kind of sleazy and just like stuck up Malfoy. And I know we only get a scene, just a quick little scene of Draco with Crabbe and Goyle and Pansy, but that actor has this sneer on his face that's like, what are you looking at, Weasley or Potter? And I'm like, yes, I want to see that a lot.
So Grant gave us a comment here when they put out all of the pictures of the main Gryffindors, Ravenclaws, Hufflepuffs, Slytherins.
All the ones with actual names in the books?
Well, I mean, the main ones, because even there's a lot of students that she names, but the core students. Grant leaves a comment saying, the Slytherins look like they all listen to Linkin Park and they shop at Hot Topic or whatever the Diagon Alley equivalent is. The Hufflepuffs look like the nicest kids you'll ever meet.
Aww.
And just looking at these pictures again, you can look them up. I think it's on the HarryPotter.com website, just the castings. And yes, the Hufflepuff kids look adorable and very kind. And I won't disagree with Grant. The Slytherins do look like a rough and tumble group here to make Harry's life very difficult.
I'm excited for it.
It'll be exciting. I think they've casted a lot of these actors very, very well. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
The professors will also be interesting. I mean, we got glances of, obviously, Sprout for like a second. McGonagall for maybe 2 seconds. She looks like she also has that stern vibe to her that you would expect from McGonagall. And then, of course, we see Snape.
Yeah, Snape is another one of those characters that has gotten so much backlash for a lot of different reasons. And it's unfortunate because, like we just mentioned, they're people.
Yeah.
He's a person hired to do a job, and he's a very good actor who I'm sure will do an excellent job portraying the character. The thing that I will have to break myself from in regards to Snape is just Alan Rickman's cadence. Just to me defines Snape. Like, he was one of those characters. He's one of the few characters in all of fandom and all of media that just hit.
Yes.
And I was like, I didn't know what I really wanted until that actor gave me more than I ever wanted.
Yeah.
And Alan Rickman playing Snape is one of them. Another example I could throw out there was Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, yes. For me, with Alan Rickman, there's the line in the series when Harry first goes into Snape's class that talks about how Snape is the kind of professor who doesn't have to raise his voice, but he has constant control over the kids. And I think Alan Rickman's vocal cadence, it did such a good job of taking that and putting it into reality, because he is the kind of teacher that he doesn't have to raise his voice, but everyone is hanging on every word because the amount of threatening presence behind each word just makes you be like, oh, I can't act up in this class.
Yeah, I know the character of Snape is going to be a lightning rod in this series. And
I wish the actor the best with it.
I wish him the best, because not only is there all the extra stuff, but he is following in the footsteps of Alan Rickman, which is just difficult to do.
Very
generally.
big shoes to fill.
So, yeah, it will be an interesting character to follow through the series, for sure. So, before we wrap this up, I did want to get to one other comment. Jenny left this on our Twitter. Jenny says, looking forward to watching the show and seeing how accurate to the books it will be. Looks good in the trailer. So that was Jenny's comment on the trailer. And then we posted a poll on our Instagram with the trailer as it came out that day. And the poll was very simple. Love it, can't wait till Christmas. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'll give it a try. Or, I don't like it and I plan not to watch.
Now, I didn't vote since I hadn't seen the trailer yet, but you can put me into that can't wait for Christmas category because, oh my gosh.
Yeah, fair enough. There were some interesting results. So 58% of those that participated in the poll said, love it, can't wait until Christmas. 37% said, cautiously optimistic, but I'll give it a try. And then 5% said, don't like it, and I plan not to watch. So we did get some votes across the board. Mm-hmm. I totally understand those that say cautiously optimistic. Mm-hmm. I totally understand because you're set with either your book thoughts or the previous movie's thoughts, and I get the trepidation having to do this series so soon, relatively, after the movies ended. So I get it, but look. When this trailer dropped, our Hogwarts of Podcast group chat blew up. So we are, all of us, I could safely say that all of us here at the podcast are very, very excited for Christmas 2026.
Molly said it's giving me chills. Julie said her jaw dropped when she saw the release day. Everyone is mostly just cautiously optimistic because, as Molly said, the trailer was pretty fire.
Yeah. The issue that we did have, and we talked about it a little bit in our chat that we all have with each other, is the release schedule for this. And the issue that we have is HBO tends to move at a glacial pace. Just look towards their Game of Thrones series.
Yeah.
I mean, they had multiple years between seasons. This series, I feel like, is so dependent on the kids growing up at a appropriate pace.
Yeah, we can't have like a Stranger Things going on.
Stranger Things would be unfortunate to have like 2 years between a season. That's hard because we want to see these kids as an appropriately aged, 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they'll have a pretty decent pace to putting out these seasons. However, I've seen reports. I think IGN had a report out that they do plan on taking over a year. This won't be one season per year pacing. So that worries me a bit. But not just with the kids, by the way, either. Some of the actors are older. John Lithgow, that we mentioned earlier, is older. And he has been very upfront in interviews with like, hey, this might be the last acting job of my career because by the time this is set to end, I will be quite old. So everybody's aware that ages are
they're important factors.
Are a factor that they're going to have to work around, and we don't want a situation that we had with the original Harry Potter movies, where you had Richard Harris, who a lot of people loved as Dumbledore, unfortunately pass away,
right? And
then you're going to have to recast
a
major character. Although Michael Gambon did a great job, also rest in peace to Michael Gambon, who's not with us anymore. You don't want that kind of situation. That you're going to have to kind of pivot on.
Yeah.
So that's a little sign of caution for us here at the podcast, is like, hey, let's pace this appropriately and not HBO this thing and put it like 2 years between an episode. Or, like you said, Stranger Things is another great example. Let's appropriately pace it.
Yes.
That's the next thing. This first season could knock us out of the park, and we're like, wow, I can't wait for the next season, and it's 2 years away.
Yeah.
That we can't have. Hopefully. So,
well, I will say at least I know the series so well that when it comes time for season 2, I will not need a recap the way I need with the vast majority of TV shows out there. So that's nice. One final thing. We were both taken away. The fact that they are calling this the Philosopher's Stone as opposed to the American title of the Sorcerer's Stone. And I appreciate that they're doing that.
I'm okay with it.
I'm very much okay with it.
I don't have a problem with it at all. They did get a lot of flack when they released. Another issue that a lot of people had with casting is they're not sticking to their strictly British or Irish casting. They are expanding to American actors or actors from other nationalities. And that was a issue for a lot of people. And I think this is a way to kind of placate that and be like, no. We'll stick to Philosopher's Stone.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yes.
We've said a lot on this trailer. We've knocked out a whole episode on it. So let us know what you think of the trailer. Give us your thoughts, opinions. Like I said, we've had a couple come in already, which is awesome. You can interact with us by commenting on any of our social medias. That's Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. You can comment on our YouTube page. Comment on this episode or any of our others that you can find on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. We look forward to seeing all of the opinions roll in, and we look forward to having those discussions with you guys. So, also, as always, there will be a poll on this episode. Just scroll down, click the option. It'll probably be the same poll I just mentioned. But we are interested to see those poll results as we get closer to and as we actually start the series.
Yeah.
So, hey, Christmas 2026.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. With that, we will wrap it up here. Thank you for listening, and we will see you soon for the actual episode that was supposed to drop, The Fountain of Fair Fortune. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you for listening to Hogwarts, a podcast. If you like what you've heard, please click the subscribe button on your preferred podcasting app and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Hogwarts a Pod.